أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك آمين. Today we'll do Surah Inshiqaq, having 25 verses in it, and this is a Makki Surah. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انشَقَّتْ, when the sky will be sent asunder. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ, and it will hearken to its Rabb as it rightly should. وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ, when the earth will be stretched out. وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ, and casting out whatever is within will become empty. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ, it will hearken to its Rabb as it rightly should. يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه. O man, indeed you make great efforts in your journey towards your Rabb, and will soon meet with the fruit of your efforts. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ, as for him who is given his record in his right hand, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا, as an easy reckoning will be taken from him. وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا, and he will return happily to his family. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ, as for him who is giving his record behind his back. فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا, he will soon call for destruction. وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا, and will enter the blazing fire. إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا, indeed he used to be happy among his family. إِنَّهُ ظَنَّ أَن لَّن يَحُورًا, he used to think that he would not return. Bala, inna rabbahu kana bihi basira, he certainly will, where his Rabb was ever watchful over him. Allah begins the surah with speaking about the condition of the sky and the earth on the day of Qiyamah, and then refers to the conditions of the good and the sinful on the day of Qiyamah. Allah says, when the sky will be rent asunder, and it will hearken to its Rabb as it rightly should, because it is impossible for it to disobey Allah's command. When the earth will be stretched out and casting, and whatever is within it will become empty. All dead bodies will surface from beneath the earth together with the treasure that the earth hides within her. Just like the sky, the earth will hearken to its Rabb, and it rightly should. Both the sky and the earth are obliged to obey Allah's commands and do what He wants them to do. These opening 5 verses of Surah are followed by the hidden clause which reads, on that day man will see the deeds he committed. The verses therefore read, when the sky will be rent asunder, and it will hearken to its Rabb, and when the earth will be stretched out, on that day man will see the deeds he committed. Allah says in Surah Ibrahim, the day when the earth will be changed into another earth and the skies will also be changed. This verse denotes that the sky and the earth will be completely changed on the day of Qiyamah. At the same time, they will appear as described in the above verses of Surah Inshiqaq. There is therefore no discrepancy between this verse of Surah Ibrahim and the verse of Surah Inshiqaq. In ayat number 6, Allah continues, O man, indeed you make great effort in your journey towards your Rabb and will soon meet with the fruit of your efforts. This verse summarizes man's life in this world. Everything that a man needs in this world requires some effort from him, and everything that man says or does in this effort are recorded. The world is fast passing by in this manner, and Qiyamah is fast approaching. In fact, every person's individual Qiyamah starts when he passes away. Eventually, the trumpet will be sounded and everything will be um, uh, cease to exist. When the trumpet is blown for the second time, people will emerge from their graves and present themselves before Allah for reckoning. The records of deeds will then be disturbed among mankind. Allah says, as for him who is given his record in his great hand, as easy reckoning will be taken from him, and he will return happily to his family. Allah says about such a person in Surah Haqqa, as for the one who receives his record of deeds in his right hand, he will call out, Come and read my record. I am always convinced that I shall certainly meet my reckoning. So he will enjoy a pleasing life in lofty gardens. The fruit of these gardens are near at hand. They will be told, Eat and drink, and with all blessings as a reward for the good deeds just you sent ahead during the days bygone. Surah number is 69 and verses are 19 till 24. On the other hand, as for him, in Surah number 69, it is written in the verses 25 till 27, as for him who is given his record behind his back, he will soon call for destruction and will enter the blazing fire. Allah mentions in Surah Haqqa that these people will receive their records of deed in their left hands. These will be given to them from behind their back. This will be when every person will meet with the fruit of his efforts. Describing such a person in Surah Haqqa, Allah says, as for the one who receives his record in the left hand, he will cry, Oh dear, if only I were not given my record and I had not given my reckoning, alas, if only death had been my end. Indeed, in the world, he used to be happy among his family. He used to enjoy himself in the world without any concern of the day of Qiyamah. In addition to this, he used to think that he would not return to account for his deeds before Allah. However, his belief was false. Allah declares he certainly will have to return to Allah to account for his deeds. He was wrong to think that Allah was unaware of his deeds because really his Rabb was very watchful over him. Important note has been written in the book. Hazrat Aisha Raziallahu Ta'ala Anha reports that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once said that the person who is required to account for his deeds will be destroyed. As Aisha Raziallahu Ta'ala Anha asked Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what was then the meaning of the verse, as for him who is given his record in his right hand, and ease reckoning will be taken from him? Easy reckoning. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that an easy reckoning means that one's deed will merely be presented before Allah without one being questioned. As for the person whose deeds were whose whose as the person whose deeds are scrutinized, he will certainly be destroyed because he will be unable to reply. Narrated by Bukhari, volume 2, page 736, and volume 2, page 928. In the remaining next verses, in verse number 16, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالشَّفَقِ, Allah says, I swear by the twilight, وَاللَّيْلِ وَمَا وَسَقَ, by the night, by what the night emphasis, وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا اتَّسَقَ, and by the moon, when is it full, لَتَرْكُبَنَّ طَبَقًا عَنْ طَبَقٍ, you will certainly proceed from face to face. فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, what is the matter with them that they do not believe? In verse number 21, sajda is also so. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنُ لَا يَسْجُدُونَ, this is sajda number 13. And do not prostrate when the Quran is recited to them. وَلِلَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُكَذِّبُونَ, rather the disbelievers choose to deny. وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, Allah is well aware of whether they amass. فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ, so give them the tidings of a painful punishment. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونٍ, except for those who believe and carry out good deeds, there shall be an unending reward. Here Allah Ta'ala takes a note by several phenomena in these verses, among them the night and weather, whatever uses the night to rest. Allah takes all these oaths to assert that man will certainly proceed from one phase to another in his existence, with each phase becoming severe than the previous one. From this world, man proceeds to the realm of Barzakh, the existence of the grave, and then towards Qiyamah and the many stages of the hereafter. Allah then asks, what is the matter with them that they do not believe and do not prostrate when the Quran is recited to them? Rather, the disbelievers choose to deny, despite realizing that they are fast approaching their deaths, and after being given the proofs of life after death and reckoning. The kuffar still refuses to submit and to acknowledge the divine origin of the Quran. However, they should bear in mind that Allah is well aware of whatever they amasses. That is, Allah knows the kufr, the shirk, and the evil, what they bear in their hearts. Other commentators state that whether they amass refer to the evil deeds that they accumulate in their records of deeds. Allah is aware of all this and will punish them accordingly. So give them the tidings of a painful punishment. Although tidings are generally given by pleasant things, the news of punishment is referred to as tidings because the kuffar anticipated that they would be successfully by adhering to kufr and shirk. Of course, a person will be saved from eternal damnation by repenting, accepting Islam, and carrying out good deeds. Therefore, Allah makes the exception by stating, except for those who believe and carry out good deeds, there shall be an unending reward. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.